welcome back to the common room. That was a Green Day Time of My Life, and I apologise for the swear in there. Completely forgot that was in there.
Yeah, hopefully we cut it out just in time, but if
I
not,
think
there's
it
something a bit fruity in the morning.
Well, it won't be the morning, it will be 3 p.m.
Afternoon.
3 p.m. They're live. I mean, technically, we can. We just don't like to. We're professionals.
We're professionals and we don't like these naughty swears.
If we were past 9 p.m, we'd probably do it a lot.
And you know what else I hate about
Some people can go on beep, beep.
All right, that was the time of our life. And you know what? I've had the time of my life on this show.
On this show?
On this show.
On the show.
Because it's been a great show today.
It's been a good one. I just didn't think we would have that much to speak about the pageant. You know, when I was joking, we'll do a bit of a match report. That's a detailed match report.
That's detailed. That's like 60 minutes on 60-minute podcast. Investigative journalism, blow-by-blow account. I feel like we went longer than the pageant went for.
Well, this is the last episode for a while. We don't know when we'll be back.
Yeah, we don't know when we'll be able to get back in the studio with the COVID.
Yeah, we'll be back in
the term.
I think we can guarantee we'll be back in 2021.
Oh, I hope so.
There's no doubt about that. We would have liked to have done a Christmas show, but it all depends. We're looking at investing in our own radio equipment as well, so we actually don't have to use the Uni Studios, which would be nice. But we're also very thankful, it must be said, to use these great facilities here, aren't we?
Yes, and let me just read this card. UDSA has great facilities. Oh, thank you, UDSA. I'm not reading off a card. I actually mean it. UDSA actually gets a bit of a bad rap for stuff, but you know what? They do a pretty good job.
And we're guilty of giving out a whack to the university, but we are guilty of that because we want to be balanced and true. But I argue that our facilities at UniSA across all the campuses are some of the best in the state.
Oh,
if not the best.
I'd say 100% we are the best in the state.
I mean, our TV studio, for example, is one of the best ones going around.
It's like one of the biggest green screens in South Australia?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
at a university right here.
Yeah, in McGill. So there's other facilities as well. Look at all the developments that City West have done recently. That looks incredible out there.
Mawson Lakes has great engineering facilities from what I hear.
Yeah, and City East has got that. It's more of an older style university where it's got a different feel. I think each university at UniSA has its own feel.
Yeah, you can't say that for all different universities with different campuses. Most of them try and make them homogenous and all the same, but UniSA definitely has a different feel campus to campus.
Yeah, like McGill, it's more of a... I'd say it's the most laid-back campus.
Yeah, well, we got koalas in the tree.
Get swooped by magpie.
That should be like the symbol of...
And the creek running... It would be the creek and the koala.
Yeah.
Like a tree, right? Perfect tree, koala, creek down the bottom. That's McGill. You know, Mawson Lakes, smart people. Engineers, teachers, you know. We're talking like the elite. City East is more doctors and City West is a bit of everything. A lot of business people. They make the money.
Yeah.
So it's always interesting. But... on the point of the TV studio, Ash, I guess we got a bit of an announcement to make.
Yes, it's a bit of a sad announcement. This is the end of an era.
It's the end of an era for us. So, obviously, if you are listening to this, you probably know that me and Ashleigh have been working on the show Challenge Accepted now for close to 4 years.
Yeah, if you're counting all the pre-production with the old
when it used to be
assignment.
Yeah, the old uni assignment, so it started as Challenge Master. It's an end of an era. We've decided to call time on Challenge Accepted.
Yes, it's sad, but you know what? We're moving on. We're moving on to bigger projects.
And that's right. So it's sad, but be happy because we're actually going to start doing new things. That's right. The group is not dead or anything. We're not going to, disabandon. We're going to create some new exciting projects.
More content.
It was just time to... The thing with Challenge Accepted, because it was always a parody, it was our own show, but we never really put our stamp on it, and we think it's now time. We've now got the skills, and we've now got the group to put our own stamp and really create something completely original.
Completely original.
So you want to talk about one of your projects that you've got in mind for the lovely listeners? Because I'm sure they want to hear about it.
Well, we want to move more into radio sort of things. We want to move into perhaps some radio dramas. We want to move into perhaps some more podcasts like this one. But what I would like to get off the ground is a radio podcast game show.
Yeah.
Based around trying to get a job.
Yeah, that's really suits our university audience.
I feel like it sums up my life at the moment and the university experience as a whole.
I think there's other bits to it too as well. So we're not just going into radio, as we said. We're looking to get more into radio, but we're also doing some more short films that are coming up.
That'll be really interesting if we can get into that. I think we've got a lot of creative minds in our group, and we can definitely get that off the ground.
And we're looking maybe even getting skit shows going. So trust me, we haven't stopped by anything in a sense. I think we're just going to get bigger. Like, that's my personal opinion. But Ash, I wanted to ask you, you've been working at Challenge Accepted now. I think are you on the 2-year mark or 3-year mark?
I think I'm 2 years.
Are you on the
or
2-year
2.5.
mark?
However you count this crazy thing.
What's your favourite memory?
You know what? I think... Oh, man, there's so many memories.
There is a lot. That's why we got to do this segment justice.
It's spanning back 2 years. I think one of the best memories, or is it most recent memories, is being on an oval.
Oh, no.
Being on the oval and being asked to lie down 15 times in a row.
Oh, no, not that. It's not the cop. All right.
No, I'm not going to bring up the cop. I think he was not a highlight for me, but I think the physical effort of having to lie down and get back up again is like...
Yeah.
And the thought that could be achieved 23 times in 3 minutes or 2 minutes.
So there's a bit of a sneak peek into the next episode that hasn't... the final episode. Ash was given a boot camp. Basically.
Given a boot camp.
Thank you, Carly.
Watching James eat marshmallows is a complete gross out moment. I'm not calling it a favourite, but the way he ate them is absolutely put me off marshmallows for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, if you want to watch any of this, remember to get onto our YouTube, Challenge Accepted. If you just put in, I think if you put in the official Challenge Accepted episode 1, we'll be there. And then you can, it is a bit of a hard one to find, it must be said.
And you can find it on Facebook as well.
Yeah, just look up Challenge Accepted Uni. I believe that's the exact one that you got to do, because you got to, it's all about the search rules and everything that we'll have to abide by. But yeah, I've definitely got some favourites. Back when Challenge Master, it was called Challenge Master, I should say. Back when we did it in digital performance course, Aaron's makeup is still legendary to me.
Look, what was the challenge again?
So the challenge, basically, we got our contestants to put on the sluttiest makeup possible. And Aaron went full out.
He did not... He looked like a clown.
And
he literally looked like
a
clown.
Because the thing is, right, all that makeup material... you weren't even with us for this time. You were doing your own project. Those makeup materials that you saw, everyone had to use them because we were so poor. So we only got one lot of each. Aaron was the second to last person to do it, and Geordie was next. She's like, there's not much foundation left for some reason. I think he used about 3/4 of it on his face. Like, his face changed colour. And that's not... It just went to white as a ghost, basically.
It was full-on clown. And the thing about... What's great about Challenge Accepted is when people are put in these high-pressure situations, what we're looking to investigate is how people react.
How much they panic.
How much they... panic in strict time limits.
Oh, yeah.
With crazy things they've never thought of.
And it's not even strict time limits sometimes. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, just thinking. I remember one where when they were in this room and it just said score, I think it was 15 points or 10 points.
Yeah.
And for that, we just gave them a room full of random props, random everything. And it was basically what they did on Taskmaster is that they had to touch their head and they'd score a point. This one, we set up all these props. So I know we had a cake there, right? And we said if they eat the cake, they lose all their points and lose all their points and go back to -5. That's like how harsh it was. It was one of the two. And like they instantly fell for that. We even put the makeup back in there just to trigger them a little bit. And we put a Nerf gun in there, and to see if they shot Michael, it would be because back when Michael was in it, and it would be -1. And to score a point, they had to touch the floor, and it took. I just remember Aaron and James, and it took them so long.
I remember watching the footage. They took forever, and they couldn't work it out. And even when they did work it out, I don't think they actually knew.
No, they didn't know.
They probably don't know.
They're just like, what the heck was that? Why'd you just make it?
We made a point. Some stand like this. I don't know.
Well,
that's on YouTube now, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, that's still on YouTube. That one you have to look up Challenge Master Live Showcase, and that will be there. And you can see the original days. I think that's got like 5,000 views or something. So it's probably the best one we ever did. But I'll never forget that one because there's one point where just James and Aaron obviously had enough, and they just sit under the tables. They go, well, come on. This might score us a point. So
0 points.
All right. Favorite cast member?
Oh, you can't make me do that.
Yes, I can.
That seems mean. Oh, man. Jeez, you can't do this.
All right, we're going to go favorite cast member. Like, out of all the cast, with you involved, like, what was, like, the happiest time that you can remember, or the time that you just, like, are hurting laughing?
Oh, man. I don't know. This is hard.
See, for me, right? For me, it's when you ate that onion with Jess.
No, that is not a laugh moment. But you know what?
For me, it is.
Speaking of Jess, I will say the moment when she ate that fairy floss.
Oh, the fairy floss. That's not where I thought you were going to go with that one.
No, there's another one. I think Michael was in the room for that one. Which we better not say on air. Look it up online, guys.
Look it up online. That's all we're going to say.
You get a pleasant little surprise.
You get 2 surprises.
But no, eating the fairy floss. You know what? I think maybe it is Jess. Because the challenge was to eat the most of a thing you brought in. She brought in fairy floss, and by the end of the challenge, it weighs more. Now, if you want to work out how that works, you're going to have to watch it online.
Yeah. Don't add water to fairy floss.
I don't know how you make fairy floss weigh more at the end of, what was it, like 15 minutes she was like doing that for. It's gross.
Yeah.
The look of absolute horror on her face.
But it's not just the...
I think it's different for you, Brayden, because you have like favourite moments, and I have just pity. I just have pure pity for these contestants who've had to go through these ordeals that we can conduct for them.
That is true. I mean, it was a different experience. I also like the behind the scenes stuff that the audience never get to see. Like, I think we're a production group that don't take each other very seriously half the time.
Oh, no.
Perfect example is Matthew Pilling. Just the most laid back person, very good at what he does, you know, and it works so well together. All of our crew work incredibly hard. And the memories, like putting up I'll tell the audience, putting up the sign on the set that we've had for quite a while now is one of the hardest things we've got to do each time that we film. It takes about an hour to do it properly.
Yeah, because you have to be really careful that it's level.
Yeah.
Because on the screen, slightly out of line, looks
very much in line.
Obvious.
So credit to Ben there, Ben Cook, to actually go in and adjust it each time. It's not straight. No, I need to fix that. Each time. And look, the credit must also go out to the SA Sports Show and our time, because we recycle a bit of their set. Half our set is our time set.
It is.
We have taken all their walls. But I will say this, we painted it for them.
Yeah, so...
Next time you're watching our time, a part of our work's in that.
Yeah. In some ways, they're using our sets.
Okay, so I've got... Now we've talked about some of the memories. I've got some questions to ask you, because I never really get to ask you these questions. Why'd you come on board in the first place? Because basically the story goes, it was a digital performance assignment, and you actually had your own assignment. You were doing a green screen superheroes thing. Do you want to talk about that assignment? Because I remember it very well. I went to the actual performance of it, and I remember the lead up to it.
Oh, the lead up was just... horrible. That's just one word for it. Like the stress. Because usually in a group assignment, you've got a group. But the thing I was severely lacking in this group assignment was anyone to work with me.
So basically how this course works is that you have to pitch your ideas and then people joined you, or you just did your own. The problem was with Ash. He pitched his own idea. It was a very good idea. No one joined, though. I think you went to join us, if the story's correct, but the teacher at the sign said, no, that's too good of an idea. You have to do it.
So there you are. I'm locked into doing this idea. No one's really on board with it. I'm trying to find people, like anyone who would do it.
I remember, I think it was 2 weeks before the performance. I said, how are you going with your assignment, Ash? I went, what does that mean? Do you have anyone helping you? No. He's making... That's the noise that you made.
Oh, it's chaos, I tell you what.
And basically what happened with Ash's green screen superheroes idea, you got people at the very last second. And
People
the only reason you got them is because they were about to fail the course. And basically the tutor said, if you do not help Ashleigh, you will fail.
These are the people who are just desperate for that little bit of extra credit that will get them a P. And basically, I did everything, to be honest. did all the sound effects. I queued them all up. I worked out all the backgrounds for the green screen.
You had to do the advertisement too. I
I
remember
did
you
the
running down the halls.
advertising, make my own costume, get my own green screen. But I'm surprised I couldn't even get like actors to be in it, because actors must have been so. It must have been so hard for them.
I think I took a lot of them, I'll be honest.
Yeah, I think you took a lot of them. But even still, I thought there'd be people wanting to act in something on the night. But apparently,
no
one wants to do that. They wanted to do their short films or whatever they did.
There was the 5 of us, and there was 2 other acting ones, and there was some dancing. So if you can find it, I think the footage is out there somewhere. We'd have to find it for Cracked and Scrambled, because that was quite a big night. It wasn't just Challenge Master. It wasn't just your green screen. There was anime. There was movies. There was
the whole bunch of things.
There was an illusionist there as well. I remember that.
There was Puppy VR. I remember that one. That was great.
That was great. Got a question for you though. So why did you join? Why did you join?
You know what? I joined because when I heard that you were going to do it outside of uni, I thought, this is a guy who wants something and is going for it.
Well, thank you. Because as for me...
Because a lot of people, they do their idea and you never really hear of them again.
No.
Maybe they, try it and then it doesn't. They make a failed pilot or something. But you had a vision of doing like a 6-episode at the uni. And you know what? I'm like, if this guy wants to do it, I reckon he can do it. Because you managed to pull this off. And this was a great night.
And from me to you, I always wanted to say thank you for everything you did. You helped me a lot the last 2 years. Like, Ashleigh was originally you were basically just going to be the judge and help out with a bit of tech. And then suddenly, all right, I'll help Brayden create the challenges. I'll help produce. I'll help edit.
I'll help.
You did a lot. So I mean,
pretty
I
much
don't say
everything that Brayden didn't do, I did. Or it's covered.
We did a lot. We did a lot, but it's not just us. We've got a great team. Matthew Maloney, our great studio technician, Veronica D'Angelo, she's a great production manager. We've had great people in the past. We had Caitlin McKenzie on for a short period of time. All the people left. We had Rebecca DeRuyter. We had Courtney Jones. There's a lot of people. I'm not going to get to all of them because I just can't. Ben Cook, Jamie Sher, I'm going to try, but it's just impossible. Pilling, doing directing. And these are people that have gone on to work. These people have now are in the industry, some of these people. That's crazy to think. So from me to you, Ash, I want to thank you for how much work you did, because I don't think it would have been the show without you. Because Michael left is another big reason. But it's not just that. I think the challenge took on a whole new persona with the ideas that you think. Because you think of ideas that are just mental. Get the gnome home is still one of my favourite challenges, and I would have never have thought of that in a million years.
That turned out great, that one.
Only because Chris almost killed someone.
Well, we better not mention that in case security's listening.
This is live on air. But yeah, so from me, with the last 2 minutes of the show, I want to thank you, mate, all my cast, all the crew. I shouldn't say Mike. All the cast, all the crew.
Yes, that's right, cast. He owns your soul now.
I really want to thank everyone because that was an amazing experience and one that I'll never forget. And we were the only, and I want to repeat this, we were the only student-produced, created, run TV show at UniSA. Let that sink in.
And it's crazy to think that, isn't it? It's crazy to think no one else has even tried a series.
So if you're out there thinking, maybe you can do it, you can. You just need the right people around you. And it's not just, I'll never get to...
I wouldn't even say it's the right people because you don't need to know everything.
Yeah.
That's the thing. We learned a lot of our skills on the job. You just need to have that person who's got the drive. And you know what? Brayden, you are that person. The person with the drive to actually do it.
You have a lot of drive too, mate. There were times where that drive died.
That drive died a lot for me.
Anyway, we really got to get going. We've only got a few more seconds left. So go please watch Challenge Accepted. Get subscribing as well. We'd love to have your support. But don't worry, we've got much more projects. You've been listening to The Common Room Live, or you've been listening to the repeat at 3 p.m. Remember to get on Google Podcasts, Anchor FM, Apple Podcasts. That's really all I got to say. We've got to get going, Ash. Great show, mate.
Thank you.
We will see you in 2021. You've been listening to The Common Room.